Whispers from insiders close to Prince Harry say his fury isn't directed toward the palace this time, or even the press. It's aimed squarely at the one person he thought would always be his sanctuary, Meghan Markle. According to those who've seen the shift up close, everything changed after their trip to Paris. The breaking point? A video? A short, seemingly harmless clip Meghan filmed just steps away from the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, the same place where Princess Diana lost her life. To the public, it was just another glamorous post. To Harry, it was the deepest wound reopened. Witnesses say that when the footage surfaced online, the atmosphere inside their home shifted instantly. Raised voices echoed through closed doors. Then came the silence, the kind that only happens when words have gone too far. Harry demanded an answer. "Why there?" he asked. How could she turn the one place that haunted his childhood into scenery for content? But Meghan, calm and unbothered, brushed it off. To her, it was a travel moment, a snippet, nothing more. To him, it was everything he'd sworn to protect. It wasn't a mistake. It was a betrayal in high definition. Those who know the couple say that argument shattered something fragile. Harry, once patient and composed, lost control. Years of defending her choices, of smoothing over headlines, of pretending everything was fine, all came crashing down that night. Even close friends, the ones who always insisted their love could survive anything, now whisper a different story. They say the couple who stood against a kingdom may finally be crumbling under the weight of their own history, because the man who gave up crowns, duties, and an entire life for love now feels stripped of the one thing he never thought he'd lose, himself. That single clip, just Meghan standing near that tunnel, camera in hand, smiling faintly, has become symbolic of something much bigger. Critics online called it tone-deaf. Others called it cruel. But for Harry, it wasn't about what they were saying. It was about what she didn't understand. That tunnel isn't a tourist spot. It's a scar carved into his soul. When Meghan later said she didn't realize the significance of the location, insiders say his disbelief was visible. Everyone in his world knows that name. It's more than history. It's heartbreak. To claim ignorance, to act as if it was just another Paris landmark, felt like a betrayal of memory itself. For Harry, it was as if she'd stepped into his grief and filmed it like scenery. Those who were nearby say that night marked the moment something inside him changed. The loyalty that once seemed unbreakable began to falter. For the first time, Prince Harry wasn't the man defending his wife. He was the man questioning who she really was. The next morning, the silence said more than words. The smiles in public returned, but behind them, the distance grew. Because when love begins to mirror the pain it once promised to heal, even the strongest vows start to shake. Insiders say Harry's patience, once infinite, has thinned to a thread. He's tired of the public apologies, tired of patching up chaos, tired of pretending that the fairy tale still exists. And yet, despite the tension, he's still haunted by one question. Did Meghan truly not understand? Or did she understand perfectly and do it anyway? That thought eats at him. Because deep down, Harry knows what that place means. Not to the public, not to the royal family, but to the little boy who watched his mother disappear into flashing lights and twisted metal. To him, the Pont de l'Alma tunnel isn't a symbol of tragedy. It's a reminder of innocence lost. And seeing his wife walk those same steps with a camera in her hand, smiling, was like watching history mock him in slow motion. Those who've spoken to Harry since say he's quieter now, more withdrawn, more distant. They say he's started to question not just Meghan's choices, but his own. How many battles has he fought for a love that no longer feels safe? How much of his identity has he surrendered to keep her world intact? Because maybe, just maybe, the man who left the monarchy to escape control has found himself trapped in a different kind of confinement. One built not by tradition, but by love. And in that quiet realization, a new kind of heartbreak begins. One that doesn't come from betrayal or fame, but from the dawning truth that even the strongest devotion can turn into the heaviest chain. For Prince Harry, the tunnel isn't just in Paris anymore. It's a place he carries with him, a reminder that every step forward might still lead back into the dark. To truly grasp why Prince Harry is unraveling, you have to remember the boy who once walked through London's silent streets behind his mother's coffin while the world stared. That memory never faded. The Pont de l'Alma tunnel isn't pavement and headlights to him. It's the wound that shaped his entire life. So when Meghan Markle casually filmed herself there, smiling, confident, unaware, it wasn't just another clip. It was a collision of grief and glamour that he never consented to relive. Sources say Meghan later tried to explain that the video was symbolic, a gesture of healing, a way for Harry to reclaim that space emotionally. But to him, healing doesn't happen in hashtags. It doesn't come with filters or captions. For Harry, it felt like exposure, the very thing he's been running from since 1997. This is why insiders say this argument wasn't like the others. It wasn't about image or press. It was about invasion, of memory, of trust, of the one sacred boundary he thought she understood. Meghan didn't just step into his trauma, she filmed inside it. And for Harry, that's unforgivable. Not because it embarrassed him, but because it proved something far darker. That the woman he trusted most might never truly see the depth of his pain. Those around the couple have begun connecting dots that once felt impossible to draw. They whisper about patterns. Meghan's first husband, Trevor Engelson, who supported her rise until the day she walked away. Her next long-term partner, Corey Vitiello, left behind as her social circle tilted toward royalty. Even her closest friends, Jessica Mulroney, Nikki Pretty, have faded quietly into the background. Every few years, they say, Meghan Markle reinvents herself. Actress, duchess, mogul. Each version stronger, sharper, and each leaving the last one behind. And now, those same whispers suggest that the next chapter of reinvention might come at Harry's expense. Because Meghan doesn't collapse. She transitions. She doesn't look back. She moves forward always. And this time, she may already be writing the next version of her story. Meanwhile, Harry has begun to look like a man losing the fight against his own silence. Friends say his laughter feels hollow now, his expressions rehearsed. Freedom, the thing he gave up everything to find, now feels like a gilded cage built of interviews, documentaries, and brand deals. When he left the royal family, Prince Harry thought he was escaping control. But control doesn't always wear a crown. Sometimes it smiles beside you on a red carpet. Those who visited them in Montecito say the tension is impossible to ignore. Conversations are clipped. Arguments rise fast and end faster. The warmth that once felt untouchable has cooled into careful civility. He's not furious because she embarrassed him, one insider admitted softly. He's furious because he finally realizes how much of himself he's lost. And once a man reaches that realization, there's rarely a way back. Across the ocean, the echoes of their fight have reached the walls of Buckingham Palace. Behind closed doors, King Charles faces a decision no father should ever have to make: whether to strip his son of the titles that once defined him. Legally, it would take only a royal signature. Emotionally, it would tear what little thread remains between father and son. Advisors whisper about public image, about legacy, about keeping the crown clean. But even the king knows, titles can be revoked, blood cannot. For all his royal restraint, he's still a father watching history repeat itself. Because this scandal isn't just about Harry and Meghan. It's an echo of Diana, of rebellion, heartbreak, and the cost of loving in the spotlight. The palace survived her fire once. But this time the flames are coming from within. Late at night, when Harry's car moves through the glowing streets of another city, he stares out the window and sees two reflections: his mother and the woman who was supposed to understand him. He doesn't say a word. He doesn't need to. The silence speaks louder than any headline ever could. To the world, it's another celebrity couple walking into another event. To Prince Harry, it's déjà vu, another tunnel, another flash, another loss. As cameras explode around them, Meghan's smile remains flawless, her hand gently placed on his arm. The image is perfect, the illusion complete. But inside, Harry feels the same chill he once felt as a boy under blinding flashes of light. Because this time, it isn't paparazzi chasing a princess. It's a husband chasing the ghost of a love that no longer feels alive. He remembers Diana's words, the warnings about fame, about being consumed by the very light that once celebrated you. And as he stands beside Meghan, beneath the glow of 1,000 cameras, he realizes that history doesn't just repeat, it evolves. The Pont de l'Alma tunnel wasn't just a place where his mother's life ended. It's become the metaphor for his own. A winding passage between what was lost and what can never truly be free. And now, Harry walks its shadow again, not as a prince, but as a man trapped between two worlds, the love he can't abandon and the truth he can no longer deny. The question isn't whether he'll escape this tunnel. It's whether he'll realize he's still inside before the lights go out.